Well, we're glad that you've manned up and that you're moving on because it was nice to see you back behind the desk. This would have been your first time attending an AEW show since they were in Oklahoma a couple of months ago. I'm sure it was
Right.
nice to see everybody again and on a big I mean, how did this show differ from just your experience, the way the crowd felt, just the sense of occasion? Did this feel like a traditional, just another AEW pay per view, or did it feel like much more than that?
It felt like much more than that, Connie. The occasion of it being Sting's last match was special, very special, and so that made it different and unique and irreplaceable. It's just, pardon me, one of those experiences that you don't soon forget or ever. I don't think I'll ever forget. I mean, the first time when I walked into the Coliseum Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, the first person I saw was Sting, and he was carrying his granddaughter. And I thought, boy, what an ironic scenario this is. Here's the guy that we're honoring, and he's walking around carrying his little granddaughter, granddaughter number one. He told me. So he had a good day. Lovely little baby. Grandpa was having a big moment. It was just great to be a part of it. I'm glad I was there. I really am. Working with Excalibur and Tony was fun, and I thought we did a decent job for sure. And but it was a really unique. It couldn't have been booked any better in that respect. I like any other egomaniac, you'd like to have a big entrance and all that good stuff, but that was not the case. And but I had what did happen was perfectly fine. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the fact that I got to start working. That picture we saw there that Bull Ramus put up, with me sitting in the middle was where I need to sit. That's me, and whether that's egocentric or sounds bad, so be it. But there you go. That's where I need to be, right there in the middle. There's Tony was so gracious, sharing time and Excalibur as well. So I think that show, uh, Conrad, was good for Excalibur. I think it was good for him to work with Shivani and I in that environment in a special occasion. So it was a win for all of us. All of us became better announcers, I think, because of our experience and our opportunity that we had there in Greensboro. Couldn't have been any better.
About the actual return, man. Here on the show, we've been letting people listen to studio sessions and we've had a blast with that. If you haven't already, check that out in the archives. It's Grilling JR on youtube.com. Some really old school, quote unquote, in kayfabe interviews that happened on the radio like 30 some odd years ago, but it had to feel like a throwback to 30 something years ago when you find yourself back in the Greensboro Coliseum along with Tony Schiavone, along with Sting, along with Ric Flair. I saw before the show, and even before you were on camera, the Greensboro Coliseum, man, they were so excited to get this out. They may have accidentally spoiled your return. They gave you guys all a set of custom black bats and it was
Yeah,
engraved. I mean, what a special, nice little item that was. I mean, they even called you the Hall of Fame voice of wrestling, Jim Ross, and they called Tony Schiavone the Greensboro Goat. Darby Allen got a bat, Sting got a bat, Ric Flair got a bat. Yeah, you and both Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone. This was a nice little touch of class from the building that had to make you feel good, no?
yeah. It's very surprising. I didn't expect it. I appreciated it very much. Those guys went to a lot of trouble to have these bats designed. There's metal bats, softball bats. So it was really cool, and everybody was Sting especially was pleasantly surprised. He told me, he said, "I never got anything like this." So and he was telling the truth. It was a special moment for all of us,
That's awesome.
and none of us expected it. It was awful nice of the management of the Coliseum to come through and to present these awards. And I guess in memories of our service to the arena, because all of us that are there, uh, were, we had all had great experiences in Greensboro because at one time it was the MSG of the South. Greensboro was the hub, not only for Michael Jordan and the ACC basketball tournament and all those things, but it was the wrestling hub. All the big shows were in Greensboro. So it was cool to be a part of that, to say the least. I'm very honored. And I gave my bat to one of the production people. So I'm hopeful that it'll show up here sooner than later, because it's really a cool uh, piece of memorabilia. It'll be interesting to see how long they're not on the market. Somebody's selling theirs or whatever. I'm not selling mine. But I'm very proud to be you know, to get that opportunity and that honor. It's very nice. Those guys, they were very excited about the night, as they should have been. We had a full house. We packed it, and I thought that was kind of cool. It's really neat to look around. When I got out to ringside, I started peeking, so to speak, looking around and looking at all the people, every seat, all the way up to the very top row of the Coliseum. Somebody was sitting there. It's really neat. So we were all blessed to be a part of it, to say the least, and honoring Sting, which, there's no better person to honor than him. He's just has always been a class act. And that's, I think, what made that so special. There's the three of us, Shivani and myself and Sting, are the shots there. It's fun stuff. It's good, a feel good deal. I needed that night. I needed to block the pain and the imposition and all that stuff, and we succeeded. So it was a team effort, and the team survived, and the team won. We won on Sunday. And I'm really proud to be a part of that, to have been a part of that.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson here to tell you a little more about what adfreeshows.com is all about. Get early, ad-free access to more than a dozen of your favorite wrestling podcasts every single week, starting at just $9. That's less than 20 cents an episode each month. And yes, you can listen to them all directly through Apple Podcasts or your regular podcast apps. How easy is that? Ad-free shows also has thousands of hours worth of bonus content and docuseries like Title Chase, Eric Fires Back, Conversations with Conrad, and The Insiders. Plus new series like The Book with David Crockett, Monday Mailbags with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick, and a whole lot more. And you want to talk about early? You can't get any earlier than listening to the shows live. You can be a part of the live studio audience as we record the podcast. Plus, ride shotgun alongside your favorite childhood heroes for live watch-alongs, Q&As, and other interactive experiences every single month. Come on now, see for yourself what thousands of other wrestling fans from around the world have discovered, that adfreeshows.com is the best value in wrestling. Check it out today, and hey, when you do, the first week is completely free. adfreeshows.com.